Alert. Incoming transmission from escaped alien.
What's up, everyone? It looks like we have a steady transmission from up in space. Shawn has made it safely on the ship and we're ready to get started. Be sure to ask your questions in chat and get ready for some Dead World giveaways. We'll have some Guess the Number games as well as some Dead World trivia. Let's get this thing started.
All right, and we are live.
Hello. Awesome.
All right, so we got a bunch of people in the chat. Ari Bag, Hello Brooklyn, Smoking Them Grits, Lordy Cardboard, The High Horsey, Cryptid Keeper, Joe Jose. What's up,
Lordy,
everyone?
We're in trouble.
Yeah, we already got Lordy. It's already a problem.
He's probably been waiting since yesterday, so.
Probably. I'm sure he stayed up all night in his little onesie, just staring at his phone. How's it going, everybody? Did we sound okay? Music's not too loud?
Sounds good to me.
Right on. All good. Okay, cool. Well, Shawn, I appreciate you jumping on the live stream. Medizu Crew, what's going on, dude? I appreciate you jumping on the live stream. I think we're going to have a great stream showing off Dead World and answering some questions, showing off these cards. And, of course, we're going to have a lot of giveaways throughout this stream. So we're going to have a mix of trivia questions for Dead World for those that are familiar with Dead World. And we are also going to have some Guess the Number games like we usually do in my live streams. So it's going to be a mix for everybody, people that are less familiar with Dead World. The Guess the Number game, it's always good. And yeah, I just wanted to, Shawn, if you want to, just want to give you the opportunity, if you want to just kind of talk a little bit about yourself, since you're the owner and creator of Dead World, and maybe how your cardboard journey began.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Alien, of course. Appreciate everybody coming in. I'm super nervous, so I'm sure as this goes, I'll get a little more relaxed. But how I started was probably how most people started, was playing Pokemon and collecting Pokemon as a kid. But I didn't really get into the gameplay as much. I was definitely more a collector. A lot of my friends started playing Magic, and that was really like kind of intimidating, like walking into LGSs and everybody was taking the game so serious. So it kind of like I went away from it for a while. And then I had my daughter, and as she got older, we kind of got back into Pokemon with COVID. We really didn't have anything else to do. And then like MetaZoo came around, and I fell in love with like the indie scene and started looking into indie games. And that's kind of when I started Dead World. You know, it originally started as short stories from like I would write a long time ago. And me and my daughter had actually made like a little game using some of her characters to like get her better into simple math skills and taking turns. And one night it literally just kind of clicked, and I had like this rush of creativity, and I combined everything, and I like half of Dead World was born in that like one night. And then since then it's just been like a slow grind for the last couple of years, but we've been you know, building the art team and making contacts, and I think everybody here so far has seen the journey, and that's awesome. But yeah, like most people started with Pokemon and just kind of went from there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a familiar story because I obviously, I think everybody in the 90s grew up with Pokemon, and then I was a Magic player and kind of shied away from card games until COVID as well. You know, I think that being stuck inside so much got a lot of people back into card games, and same thing.
Yeah, it was like a huge boom.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, one good thing that came out of COVID. So very cool. So you started Dead World a few years ago, like you started conceptualizing Dead World and working on the lore and stuff what was that kind of timeline like before you started making it into cards?
Oh, it's been like a combination of years. Like I said, I was really in high school, I was kind of did everything, but I was really into theater and writing scripts and plays. And, you know, I started reading the Walking Dead comics, and that got me into, you know, this whole like post-apocalyptic world building that I just like fell in love with. And I would write these short stories, and they just all centered in this same kind of universe, which I didn't even call it Dead World back in the day, but it was just like different characters. Like, I mean, Jesse Knox was literally one of the first characters I had wrote about, and it just, you know, went from there. And then when me and my daughter had made this game, you know, we used like a dice, 6-sided die, and the real kind of simple attack mechanic, but it became really fun. And I was just like, you know, hey, instead of, you know, using these cute characters that she made, I think we could do like something a little more mature towards people like me, you know, because a lot of my friends still collect Pokemon, and it's just, I collected it because of my daughter, but I mean, I feel like I outgrew Pokemon, and that's what made MetaZoo so appealing. It was like it was grown up a little bit. And I just kind of wanted to do that in my own, you know. I actually created a card game like in middle school that me and all my friends would play. And so I guess that was like my first card game, and it was a total just rip off Pokemon. But we would draw our own characters, and you know, neighborhood kids would collect it, and it's just funny now thinking about that. But
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of people start off with their creativity, is kind of, you know, referencing stuff. And I think Dead World, it's got like such a unique vibe to it. It's familiar in that it kind of feels, it fulfills that nostalgia aspect, but it really has its own vibe. The characters are super unique, they're super cool. So I think everybody's been loving, you know, what you've made so far, and I'm excited to get more people into it, introduce them to this card game. So I figured we just, while we're talking, we'll rip through some packs and see some hits. I just recently finished my Kickstarter master set, so going to be working on my first edition master set tonight. And then, you know, we'll go at whatever pace you want as far as giveaways. I was thinking we could try to shoot for maybe every 10-15 minutes, so since we have quite a bit. But if we want to, we can maybe touch on chat a little bit. So you have...
Yeah, see, my first question here is from Horsey. It's a Pokemon question. Awesome. My favorite Pokemon, Cubone, probably. It's got to be Cubone. Cubone is like the darkest, most misunderstood Pokemon. Yeah, Cubone.
Yeah, sad story there.
Walking Dead, yeah, I love The Walking Dead. I even like finished the TV show, and that was like a marathon. But that's how much of a diet. When I love something, I'll stick with it. And that was kind of brutal, but the comic's really good. But yeah, I would love anybody, you know, questions about the gameplay, the story. You know, everything is like, we're trying to play catch up right now to get everything out. But we touch base on some of the story, but I would love to answer any questions about gameplay, story, or anything like that, non-Pokemon related.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll go ahead and open up my first booster box of first edition.
First character for Dead World was, well, for the card game, it was the Lizard King, and me and I know Haunt will like that, but me and Honor, the first artist, that was the very first character that we started on, and I had a rough sketch, and he just knocked it out of the park, and that was kind of like the test character, and I was like, this is my guy.
Oh, that's dope. Okay, Lizard King, first character in Dead World. So, Shawn, did you want to maybe show off some of the things that you're thinking about running as giveaways tonight?
Oh, yeah. You have to definitely help me out. This is my first live stream.
Oh, no worries, dude. That's an honor to have you on the first live stream.
I mean, everybody's been buying up, I think, first edition and Kickstarter, so I wanted to try to do a few things different. I have probably at least six things. We got all three promos from the demo edition. I figured we just bundle that.
Very nice.
I wanted to do two promos. We haven't released the Candyman yet. TM18, if you missed that. And then I thought about bundling it with a playtester card. Can y'all see these? Yeah. This is a Cordiant from
Oh wow.
the very first like official kind of print. And these are beat up because when I made these, I didn't think anybody was going to want these, and we just played with them, you know. So,
Damn. Can I enter the giveaway?
oh, I got a better one coming. Candyman again, the other Friday the 13th promo, the Trooper, which is like so sick. Tat Pink is like next level.
Mm-hmm.
We got a zombie playtester card. And by the way, like this whole thing, when y'all are like this, y'all make this look really easy. This is not easy. I'm like stretched out, hunched over.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, "You should have got a manicure," but I had like no time.
It's a little different in practice. But you're doing good. You're doing good. All right, so we definitely have some very dope pieces. Was that all the giveaways, or is there a?
Oh no, I got a couple more. We got the Candyman.
Okay.
Do I need to go faster? Probably El Nino, and then Deep Dish Pizza playtester card. I thought that would be.
Oh yeah.
And look at the centering on that. I mean, that's a solid 2 or 3 right there. I have a demo pack, or not a demo edition pack. I thought this would be cool. So this is the original for Pepper, for Radar.
Wow.
Pepper's art. I wasn't going to give that away, but yeah.
That's so.
But
cool.
I was thinking about, we got all these, like, you can kind of see behind the scenes of what these artists do. He drew out different, scenes for them, and I kind of picked one, which I picked this one. But I thought the winner could pick one of these.
Yeah, and one thing too, if you do want to, if you want to save one of those bigger ones for like a Discord giveaway, I think it'd be cool to encourage people to jump in and join the community in Discord from this stream. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we're definitely giving away, all the Kickstarter backers. They're going to be entered into the giveaway for like 5 original pieces soon. But yeah, we could do that. We could.
Yeah, very cool. And maybe if one of the mods can post some of the links in the chat for the Discord, the Instagram, the website. I have them listed underneath the live, but for some reason, YouTube decided to switch off the feature to make them clickable links. So I have to get that resolved. But everybody should definitely be in the Discord, jump in, hang out with us. We're in there talking. All the artists are in there. It's a lot of fun. So I think if we're ready, maybe we should start it off with the first giveaway. We can either do a guess the number game or a trivia question, whichever your preference is, Sean. I got a number of trivia questions ready.
Oh, that sounds fun. Let's start there.
Do a trivia question. Okay, so hopefully you guys have checked out Dead World enough, studied it up, looked at the website, looked at the Discord. The first question of the night. So there are currently 6 factions in Dead World. The first person to name all the factions correctly in the same comment, so just do one comment, wins the givey. 6 factions.
Lordy's going to put dragons.
Yeah, Lordy screwed up big time. Lordy doesn't know a thing about Dead World. All right, and while we're doing that, or while we're waiting on that, I scrolled back and we got a few questions already. So we had Sarah say, "Who's your favorite character in Dead World?"
Oh, mine? Oh, that's tough. Maybe, I don't know. It's so, like, I think my wife may be watching, so I'm going to have to say Izzy is a character that we made together, and she had a heavy influence. And that's really special to us. We really love that character. And then Marshmouth is, like, to the T how I drew him originally, so I really like that character.
Oh, nice.
TM18, of course, is like one of my favorites. There's a lot of lore with him. He starts off in the story very early, and then we come back to him. Jesse Knox, early character, lots of story with him.
So what you're saying is it's a bit hard to choose a favorite amongst your children.
Yeah. Who's your favorite, Sarah?
So for me, I just off of like initial appearance, I think Jesse Knox is becoming my favorite, but I guess I'll have to wait for the lore and see what kind of guy Jesse ends up being.
Oh, Jesse's a good guy. So yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Me and JoJo have actually talked about a whole like short comic with him, and if we get to that, I mean, she's gonna do it, and we got a whole story planned out for Jesse.
Awesome. All right, so we got another question from Jose a little bit further back. Shawn, you have a wide range of character designs from Pokemon-esque to human zombie-like creatures. How do all these different unique designs tie into a coherent story or lore piece? Ooh, Sledgehammer, big hit.
Hey, that's a good question. So really, the main like summary, I guess, of Dead World is like I kind of would envision it as there's really like not an imagination. So when you're tapping into the darkness or the Dead World, it's almost the exact opposite of everything that we're used to here. And anything that's been thought of comes from that world. So that we can tap into like, cryptids and, mythological creatures and, heroes and all kinds of stuff, because it's pretty much everything you imagined is real. It's like you don't have an imagination.
Nice. All right, so we got Brooklyn. He says, how do you feel about the gameplay so far? Is it what you expected?
Well, yeah, I've been playing the game for a long time. So, I mean, when people get out and playing it, that's when I really see kind of a different point of view. And I think we just opened up the tabletop simulator just now to Tulane, who's in the Discord. So if you're interested in the rule book and more videos are coming out, you can hop in the Discord or message him how to get involved or get onto that.
That's rad. I think a lot of us are definitely looking forward to hopping in some games. Indigo says, my question for Chad is how many total artists do we have now? It's very exciting to be alongside so many distinguished legends. Yes, I would agree that the artists are definitely legends. A lot of people in the community becoming artists in this game. It's awesome. Okay,
how many
Sarah
artists? I can't even tell you because we've already started talking to a few new artists.
Nice.
But I think everybody's coming back. Everybody's going to be everybody that you've seen like on the first edition of the Kickstarter set, you'll see them again.
Very cool. So do we have anybody that ended up getting all the factions? Let's see. We'll just look back at that right now.
Speaking of The Walking Dead, this card's really cool. Like, it's hard to tell because it's so shiny, but if you compare this to like the first cover of The Walking Dead, you can literally put it like right here and you'll see Atticus is lining up walking to Rick Grimes. The car matches up, and then there's like little nods, like Tat Fink had a phoenix feather and a zombie hand. So
nice. Well, unfortunate news. I think Lordy might have won the first giveaway.
Probably shouldn't have counted because I had to tell him earlier that what the factions were.
That's true. I think he cheated. So we'll probably have to punish him for that. But yeah, I'm looking back. I do see it looks like Lordy was the first giveaway winner. So congrats, Lordy. Congrats.
So cool. All right. Well, I'll rip these in half and send them right to you.
Yeah, spit on them. Step on them a little bit. We got Cryptid Keeper in the chat. What's going on, Cryptid Keeper? Got Catching Cryptids. A lot of familiar faces. I appreciate you guys showing up. So, Spooky asks, what's your favorite part of gameplay?
My favorite part is probably something that resonates with everybody off the beginning, and it's like the die roll, and it's the speed mechanic. Like, you can have a really fun experience just throwing what we call like Hail Mary plays, and it could be like you have like TM18 in battle, and he's slow. Maybe he can only roll 1 or 2, but he does a lot of damage because he's a huge character. And usually he's there just to kind of take hits and be a tank. But at the end of your turn, you may only have him to use, and you may only have energy for his moves. And you can roll a die, and you got a small chance of hitting it, and it does, and it's really cool because it can turn the tide in like 1 turn. It's really fun, and somebody doesn't need to play for 2 hours to pick that up. They can literally get that in the first few turns. But besides that, once you get into it, I mean, the world building is fun. It's not a game that you're supposed to rush through in 15 minutes. Like, you can play without the side deck, and you can get in a quick game. By the way, I'm still looking for the Seb alternate art. So I have not completed this full Kickstarter set. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of boxes for me to even have, but hey.
Oh, holy crap.
DPD in here? There
Shawn
it is.
Just casually grabbing that gold hoarding dragon. It's crazy.
So shiny, it won't even focus. That's a hit.
Hold my dragon. HMD.
Speaking of Horsey, he's the man. Love Horsey. I think everybody knows who Horsey is now. If you didn't. It's wild that this dragon, all these characters that I have made and thought up for years, and then DPD and Horsey come in with this dragon, and it's literally maybe the most popular card.
yeah, quickly became a fan favorite. Yeah, Horsey killed it on the artwork. Love to see those pulled.
Yeah.
Jose has a question. He says, this question for Shawn. This is premature for sure, but what's your vision for the frequency in new set releases when Dead World becomes bigger?
But let me just say one thing back to the gameplay real quick, because I do want to emphasize a few things. Is that I got distracted there with that pool. And I got another one right here. Look at that pizza. The game is not built. The full game is not built to be a quick 15-minute game. It's about really world building and kind of you won't be able to land a bunch of big hits in the beginning because you got to build up your energy pool. So if you don't want a game that you're going to get invested in and kind of learn about the characters and how they move around, so it might not be for you. But if that's something I really love is about the game. The side deck is something we've worked hard on to kind of make it functional, and that's what the whole game's about. So, but yeah.
Nice.
So what was the question again? I'm sorry, about future plans.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so he was just curious about the future frequency plans for set releases. So we know that so far Dead World's had Demo Edition along with numerous promos. We've had Kickstarter release, First Edition, and the Rising mini set, along with a couple starter decks. So
Yeah.
Are you kind of thinking about continuing that structure of core sets plus mini sets and doing pre-cons in the sets? Is that anything you're willing to talk about this early?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you everything I'm thinking about, but I'm not going to answer anything I don't know. I want to. I'm trying to. I don't want to say, oh, we're going to pump out all these sets or whatever, really, because we're very small and everything just depends on if we keep up momentum. Our big thing right now is we know October is going to be big, so we've already started on this set from last year when we didn't get to finish the All Hallows Eve set. So we already have a good foundation for this art and gameplay coming into this set. We got some really cool mechanics coming up that, we kind of held off for this set so we could keep growing and evolving the game. Oh, that card is so beautiful.
That's my favorite of the regular Hollows.
JoJo she takes her work very serious.
I got a big hit incoming.
Oh, let's see it.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
On Dead World, the Nexus. I think that's Crew's favorite card.
That's beautiful. But October is the spooky month, and that's kind of this whole plan was to tie Dead World in with Halloween. And we're going to make this a full set now, 36 booster boxes. So it's not going to be a mini set. We're not going to we're not going to label it Halloween. We do want it to be something you can open year round, but it is going to have a lot of like horror themes and Halloween, themes. And I think it's going to be really fun. And then after that, I do want to do a mini set at the same time that we can release hopefully for the holidays. And then everything after that just depends on where we go, the players and the collectors. Hopefully y'all can keep this thing growing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think just as we start getting these cards in front of more people, there's like an instant attraction. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing this game growing quite a bit. So Mr. Hunt asks, are there any nuances to in-game fishing / farming / wood chopping?
Oh, that card's beautiful too. What do you mean exactly? The whole farming, fishing, you have limited amount of like resource and energy spots to use each turn. So really, if you want to play these big characters and have these big swings each turn, you're going to need to find extra ways to, energize them. So that's where that comes into play. I mean, but a lot of it is kind of the same mechanic where you're stocking the location with the resource that you want, and then you either need the ability or the tool to pull that resource and put it in your hand. So
very cool. Yeah, those RPG mechanics, I think that's gonna add for some unique gameplay. So I'm really looking forward to diving into that.
Yeah, I wanted to, kind of like when I was younger and I would go into the LGSs and I would see everybody playing Magic, and they were very kind of, they just had their own group and stuff. They weren't very welcoming. No offense, they were all very serious, and they probably don't want Pokemon kids in there. But when I started going to LGSs, during COVID and stuff with my daughter, I kind of saw that was replaced by Warhammer, and D&D. And it was the same kind of atmosphere, I felt like. But I was really interested in those games, and I kind of wanted to learn. But they were like really, in depth, and you got to have, a dictionary and a manual with you the whole time you're playing. So I wanted to take some of those like basic elements that game introduces, and instead of playing it over multiple days or weeks, you can do it over an hour and with cards. But it's the same kind of thing. You pick a character, you have your characters, and you're equipping them, you're changing their speed, changing their power to try to, better your odds of, landing attacks and eliminating your opponent. Very
cool. All right, let's load up the second giveaway.
Oh, I am afraid of MTG players.
Sometimes I mean, Lordy's an MTG player, so that's a very reasonable fear. Don't let him get
especially
too close.
Now. You don't know what you're getting.
Yep. All right, guys. So we're gonna do another trivia question, giveaway number 2.
Gorgeous.
So get ready for this.
Is this me?
It can be. We can go either way. I am happy to. We could also figure it out. Yeah, your choice. Your choice. If you want me to, I'm going to throw 3-pack rips to people of first edition. You want to run that? Okay, so for what you see on screen, that's going to be the giveaway that's currently running. So here's your guys' prompt question. Get your fingers ready. During the Kickstarter, there was an option to back a mini set of cards that featured a single pack blister of rising artists from throughout the community called Rising. How many cards are in that set total? That one should be easy.
One character per location. Yeah, Crispy, you're right. In the north and south locations, you need to find a land or some kind of spot or a structure that can hold that character.
All right, so I'm saying that the first person that answered was Dante.
Nice.
Dante, congrats on that giveaway win. The answer is 30 cards in the Rising mini set. So we had a question from Alry Bag. He says, will we plan to see merchandise such as binders soon?
Yeah, I've had some people ask about merchandise, and the short answer is after gameplay. I want to get the LG. I'm waiting. Play mats, I think, are about to be here, and we're going to get those shipped out immediately. We're going to get the LGSs stocked up with some stuff, and then I'll focus on everything else. I really want to drive the point home that I know this game, it caught a lot of attention pretty quick, but I wanted to slow it down a little bit so we can get the players their stuff and set up. But binders are important. I know, like, I have a binder right now, and it's stocked up, and I just have Dead World stickers on it from Spooky. And I'm like, dang, when I get my Dead World binder, I'm gonna have to take all this out and put it back in. But definitely, once we get gameplay out and we start developing more of the art, when I delegate that out, I'll have a lot more time to, grading is coming, and then we can look at binders, things like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think it totally makes sense to prioritize the gameplay and getting the sets all squared away. So sounds like there is a plan for accessories, but in the future,
I feel like some stuff you have to earn. So we wanted to really work on the basics with this set and create the foundation for what we're trying to do. Oh, come on.
Nice.
Every time I get on something important, I feel like I pull a hit and it knocks me off. So that's what we're doing. That's why you don't see like serial as cards and all kinds of these things, because it's not, it's not for us right now. We want to earn that and work our way towards it. We want to show everybody that we're not going to overprint, and we're going to try to stick to our word. And then I want everybody to really see the gameplay, because we know the artists are awesome. We know the quality is good. If the gameplay is there, then we really have something.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to be nice, is that leading up to this next set, we can really focus in. It's going to give people an opportunity to complete their master sets of Kickstarter First Edition. But as you said, focusing on that gameplay, now we have some time to get familiar with that aspect of the set. Building decks. Oh, Rakufu the Third, one of my favorites on the SR side. Can't go wrong with an alien. But yeah, so now that I'm working on the master set for First Edition, I'm working on Rising. I think, it's going to be nice to have that time period to get used to the First Edition meta, gameplay meta, getting good at that before going into the new set.
Absolutely.
Indigo. So the next giveaway will run a guess the number one. So we'll have everybody guess the number of the card. But there's going to be a good handful more of just straight trivia questions. So
I've always wanted to say this. We're going to slow roll this one, boys.
Dante, that's awesome, dude. I was glad to get to rip that for you. So 7 asks, are proxies allowed to be used?
Are proxies allowed to be used? Oh.
So I guess you could say, like, kind of at-home gameplay versus maybe like future competitive gameplay. I think there's kind of two different things there.
Are we looking into competitive gameplay? Is that the question?
It was just kind of a baseline question about proxies. I mean, in most games, from my understanding, it's kind of like, do whatever you want at home, but if it's like an official tournament or something like that, then they kind of expect you to have the actual cards. But I guess that would be up to you.
No, I want everything to be tangible. That's the whole point. We want to kind of, if you're talking about like tangible decks, the online play, I would love to get that going so people have access to the game. But if you're talking about, I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but if you're talking about like tangible cards and tournaments, I want to make sure the gameplay is fun for the fans, and then we'll look at that. We've thought about like incorporating the looted rares into the game a certain way, and I was like, okay, well this would not work in like official play, but it could be fun for oh, there it is. That's the one I've been waiting for right there. Honestly, I just completed the Kickstarter set.
Oh, Congratulations.
Wow.
Kiss of the Vampire.
This thing has been hiding from me. I'm gonna have to.
There you go. So I think you're the. I don't know if Mr. Haunt and Skipperino have completed Kickstarter yet, but if not, then I think you might be the third person on the planet to have completed Kickstarter.
No, Mr. Hahn did, so I just missed the medal.
All right, you're fourth.
Did I answer your question, Crispy? I'm sorry. I mean,
7. Yeah. So this is probably something we can flesh out.
Okay, so
it's probably something we could flesh out later on too. I mean, proxies are kind of just this. It's so it's basically like think of like printing a card out and using that for gameplay. So if people kind of don't want to spend the money for like higher hits like an SR or an LR that maybe is mechanically unique, then they might print a proxy, put that over a card that's in a sleeve, and use it that way.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Do people do that? No, I wouldn't. I don't think. I wouldn't answer. I mean, I don't think so.
Probably
what
not,
I would like to do
endorsed for competitive gameplay.
Obviously, this set we don't plan to reprint this. The first edition. We looked at if gameplay. Let's say gameplay does explode over the next 6 months. Best case scenario, maybe we do have to print like a base set for very cheap just for the players. But I would like to have a print to play for this set eventually, so people can they don't have to have spend so much money to get a starter deck or something like that. But competitive play, I think you need to, if you're going to go to compete, you need the right equipment, right? So you're going to have to get the card.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So let's see. Had another question. Wendabro, welcome in, Wendabro. He says, "Will witches such as Skinwalker or malevolent monsters such as Wendigo be a part in the future?" So I think we obviously have a lot of MetaZoo, retro MetaZoo fans that are always in love with cryptids. That's one thing I like about Dead World is that it's not just another cryptid game. Because I feel like that concept's starting to get overdone, but it's always nice to see a little bit of sprinkling in there. Like we saw Sorcery with Gothic just introduce some cryptid cards, and it feels a little familiar to see those characters, and it's nice. And if there is a few cryptids already in first edition and Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, we have. I guess it depends on what you consider a cryptid, but if just like what you think of as cryptids, yeah, we got the Headless Horseman, we got the Water Leaper, which I don't think MetaZoo ever had the Water Leaper. We have the Chupacabra, of course. We have, there's a few others in there. Cryptids is a big part of folklore, so that's part of the Dead World story. I mean, part of the Dead World story is learning about all these stories that we've been learning, like hearing from, where'd they come from, and I try to center them into one place. But as far as the future goes, yeah, we could see, we're definitely going to see more cryptids, but it is going to be very limited for that reason. We have a lot of MetaZoo artists, obviously, and I don't want to conflict with that. I'm trying to say this right. I want to give the fans, what they want. And I'm a MetaZoo fan, and the OG MetaZoo is what kind of started this thing. And I fell in love with these artists just like everybody else did. And that's why I reached out to them, as soon as I had the opportunity. So, if the opportunity down the road comes to have these artists do some awesome cryptids, and it might happen. But I definitely want to make sure we are separated from other games, not just MetaZoo, but I wanted to have these artists do what they love. And I think that really comes out in the work. And these artists do love doing cryptids. Speak of the devil, but you don't want to sing the same song over and over for 10 years. Sometimes it's good to do other things. And
I agree with that. Like I said, a little sprinkle in there, a little salt and pepper to the overall dish.
I love cryptids, and it's obviously like a great idea. Cryptids it connects people to locations, to the stories. Oh, beautiful. And they're fun little guys. But Dead World is it's about everything that comes with folklore. So
nice.
And the Wendigo, I love Wendigo. We could see him. Witches are already in the game. We have one witch in this set. We are going to see more witches in the next set with the October set. You're going to see like some spells and stuff that they can do coming out of your side deck. You're going to see, you know, we're working on like, I don't want to jump the gun too much, but like, you know, we're working on spells where you can turn characters into wild animals and stuff like that with witches. So it's like, we're doing some cool stuff right now with witches and the whole magic kind of thing.
Sweet. So we got a question from South Soul. Is it easy to learn how to play? Because I'm interested, but I'm kind of nervous it will be difficult as a non-TCG player. So I'll start off with saying that, of course, I'll just go ahead and plug this. I'm sure a lot of people know, but on the actual official Dead World YouTube channel, they just released the quick start guide. And you can also get more information on gameplay on the website. Under the gameplay section, it gives you kind of like a preliminary outline. So between those two, you can kind of get your start on gameplay. But Shawn said earlier that Tabletop Simulator is just now becoming available. So we'll actually be able to log on with Tabletop Simulator and get some games going. But what do you think, Shawn? Like, you know, with your experience of playing other games, do you feel like what you've created is fairly easy for people to pick up?
Yeah,
or do you think it's kind of a little more?
No,
okay.
I tried really hard to make this like mainstream. It's like it's easy to play, hard to perfect, right? So, you know, even with like how you build your main deck, it's 3 categories of 10 cards. You know, we try to keep everything like simple, not overthink things. And if you start with no side deck and you play somebody for the first time and, you know, you're walking through it, the basic attacking, basic defending, how to use your energy pool, you can learn the game in a few turns. Now, when you bring in the side deck and stuff like that, it gets a little more complicated, but that's what I love about the game, right? So it's something you can jump into right away, but then once you get interested, it kind of hooks you. Like, okay, what's movement? What's movement do in this game? You know, what is hunting? Like, what do I do with the wood and the steel? You know, how do I use like fish, you know, and things like that. So if you really get into just like playing the game and getting into the world, then yeah, there's a lot to learn. But in the very beginning, you can learn really fast.
Nice. Well, I'm going to get the next giveaway running. So for this one, everybody listen up. You're going to just guess the number of this card right here. So there's 212 cards in Dead World. Whoever gets the closest, and we'll go the closest over the number, will win the next prize. And that will be 3 first edition packs ripped on screen from me. I'll get them shipped off to you. So we'll go ahead and start. Go ahead and guess a number anywhere from 1 to 212. Whoever gets closest, and I'll let that run for a while. All right, so while we're doing that, let's go ahead and answer a little bit more questions. Let's see. Next one we have from Mr. Mountain Jam. Asks, are there plans for future conventions or other in-person events? A schedule, maybe?
Yeah, there is. We're going to try to get out to Collecticon this weekend and passing out some packs in DFW. Oh, wow. But that's kind of just spur of the moment. Really, I don't have a lot of product that I'm just can bring to these places right now. Thankfully, like, you know, people have been buying it up. So when October comes, you know, we have some things that we've already started planning, and I will announce that. But we're going to be looking at Collecticons in some big cities with like location-specific promos that are going to show like these cities in the Dead World universe, which is really cool. We're looking at we're looking at some like horror conventions. Like, we don't want to just be tied to just trading card conventions either. So I think there's a lot of like room to grow in these other aspects, especially during October. So you could see us. Yeah, you're gonna see a list popping up for sure.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and I really do like the idea of not just going to card conventions. I think this game aesthetically has more appeal than just being stuck at card conventions. I can see things like oddities and curiosities, weird little pickup, you know, pop-up shows. Heck, I could even see like concerts. You know, I think people would dig it.
For sure, that would be so cool.
All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and call the number number guessing right now. So if one of my mods can confirm, any of the mods in the chat, if you could scroll through the chat and let me know who won. But the number is 151 out of 184. This is Trooper by Paper Tiger. So whoever got the closest to 151, and then we'll go, if there's a tie between the closest, we'll go whoever's over. So if one of the mods can let me know who won, I'd appreciate it. And then that person will rip 3 packs of Dead World First Edition live, and we'll get that sent off to you. All right, so let's move on to another question. I saw one from, so Jose says the dice rolling element of the game is beginner friendly in itself. I agree. I think the dice roll, because, you know, drawing from a deck already provides randomization in most TCGs, but I think a dice roll, the fact that you can still get competitive with builds, but a dice roll can kind of change the fate, I think is really fun.
And you'll see, like, too, the further your game goes on, right? So the less, you know, the less percentage of like randomness you have, the higher, you know, you'll be able to adjust your characters and put them in the right spot to where, you know, you're landing more frequently. But yeah, obviously the dice roll is very fun. It creates very nice. A good blend of strategy and randomness, I think.
Oh, Curse of the Werewolf, or the Wolfman, big hit. Okay, so Mr. Haunt just confirmed that Smokin' Them Grits won the next giveaway. Smokin' Them Grits, congratulations on that. We got 3 packs of Dead World that we're going to rip for you on camera here. Those will get shipped off to you. And while I'm ripping these for Smokin' Them Grits, got another question from One Up Trading. How difficult was it to pick a printing company to find the look and feel you wanted?
It wasn't too hard. Famine, hello. So I knew, like, right away when we were actually gonna like make packs, like sealed packs that looked good. I wanted a nice printer, like a really established printer. So we had 2 in China, obviously WJPC being one that we had talked to, that had already reached out to me after they see like the demo set and Instagram. And then we had one in Denmark and one in America. And I pretty much got samples from them, but I already had a feeling I was going to go with WJPC. I had been following them for a while. I knew that they worked with a lot of games. And once they sent me the samples, I was just kind of sold. And nice. So they've been pretty good.
Very cool. Smokin' Them Grits, your 3 hits are Shockwave, Werewolf, and TM18. Congrats again on that giveaway. Yeah, and that's something I'd actually like to address right now. So, would you name the printing company one more time for Dead World?
WJPC. It's not Bayaya.
Okay, so a lot of people seem to be, well, not a lot of people, but I've seen some people confused. They keep saying that this game is printed at Bayaya. It's not printed at Bayaya. So Shawn just confirmed that.
No, I think they're a fine printer, and I have talked to them, you know, so that was one of the other ones I've talked to, but no, I mean, the only thing that they were going to do for me on this set that I would have had to pay a ton for was like add in a little extra on the holographic, but I didn't think the quality was like going to be consistent. So
okay, yeah, and that's the thing, is it's like I don't mean to say that as like a knock to Bayaya entirely, because I was fine with the original, you know, Retro Zoo, but obviously there's a stigma there with some of the original Retro Zoo fans. So just thought, since it wasn't printed there, you guys should know where it was actually printed. All right, let's see. So Indigo says, I have a very major question. What would you say is the defining thing that classifies your game setting as Dead World?
The game setting as Dead World? Okay, so Dead World is kind of the name of, you know, this alternate reality that is creeping into our reality. Okay, so the game is based on Earth, and it's just an alternate timeline where some things are different, and we'll learn more about that. But yeah, and then this cosmic event, which you'll learn more about too. It just starts kind of combining these two worlds, and so that's kind of what you're being introduced to, the dead world, and the dead world's kind of taking over our world.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to the lore. I think the lore is going to tie a lot of those kinds of questions together. So that's going to be super, super fun.
What that event is, I can't really say, because it is like a big part in the story that we're kind of that builds up to that. But I like the fact that the story takes place, that you're just kind of dropped into this world from the eyes of Cooper, and you're navigating it just like a new player would. And so that's why too, you see like the security stickers say chapter 1, and like this first set is literally like chapter 1 of the story. You're going to see a lot of the chapter 1 characters. That's why the main protagonist is only on one card, and he doesn't really have a name. He doesn't have moves or anything like that, because you should kind of feel like this set, you're just dropped into some craziness. And it's all going to start getting put together. So the next set will be chapter 2, and then chapter 3. So you're always going to see like this continuation outside of the mini sets. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to keep building off that. And with the story dropping, you can they go hand in hand. So you can play the game in the world that you're reading the story about,
Yeah, and I always like to say that Indigo. I think trading card games are like an ecosystem. It's just like you have to have a balance of everything. So I'm glad to hear that, obviously every trading card game should have good gameplay. It should have cool artwork, and I think the artwork is very cohesive throughout Dead World. That's something I'm a big fan of, but I'm glad you're also working on the lore, so it kind of creates that trilogy effect.
Well, I'm really just working on this. I'm working on the gameplay, the game. The lore has like always been there. Really, the lore is, we've been fleshing it. We've been like getting everything kind of fleshed out more since, we want to get all these short stories and make them one cohesive thing. But the story's always been there. Like, this is a story that has turned into a game, and I think that's a huge benefit towards us, because a lot of the games nowadays, I feel like they don't have much of a story or much really unique characters, and we have a really good mix of characters that you've seen in folklore, and then these brand new characters that are just like amazing, that the artists and me have really taken a lot of time to build.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Yates. This is my first MetaZoo artist, by the way, too, Jet Yates. Shout out to Jet Yates, because in the very first card she did was the Phoenix for the demo set, so that promo. I'll pull it up.
That's awesome.
And that was supposed to like resemble the rebirth of like the artist and their new career. It's really
I'm
fitting.
a big fan of the concept of the Phoenix. I was stoked when you gave me the Paper Tiger promo, but Jet Yates and Paper Tiger both made beautiful Phoenixes in your game.
Oh yeah.
That's something else I also want to kind of touch on too, a general question from me. Like, how did you go about choosing your artists? Because we see, of course, there's a lot of games that kind of navigate towards the classic retro zoo artists that we all know and love. But you have a lot of artists that I don't think we've seen in TCGs before. So I was just kind of curious what your process was for finding these artists and hiring them to do some artwork for the game.
I started with one artist, and so when I started Dead World, it was a bunch of note cards. And then when I wanted to kind of take it to the homemade TCG level on Reddit, I started looking for 2 artists, and I had made a couple posts in like the hungry artist section and things like that, looking for somebody looking for work. And I found Benor Jafari, and I found Luiso after looking at probably 100 different portfolios, and they were just amazing. Like, they were both really good at like character concept, and they kind of had like this old school comic vibe, which I was looking for. And I was really into MetaZoo, obviously, but I didn't really have a bunch of watercolor and marker in my game at that point. It was more kind of comic style. But by the time we finished the demo set, we had already now brought on like JoJo and Jed and AJ and Kelsey. And so you started to see a lot more of this style kind of working its way in, which was what originally drove me into games the first time. So when we went to make the Kickstarter set, you know, the relationships with those artists just kind of, you know, led to other artists in MetaZoo that I was a fan of. And I kept building off that path. And then I also wanted to find other artists that still had that original Dead World vibe, which was the comic 90s, you know, kind of style. And so when I'm looking for artists, that's usually what I'm looking for. One of those two things, you know.
That's awesome. And we got a lot of the artists in the chat. Shout out to all you guys. You absolutely nailed it. MetaZoo Crew says the art is homey. And that's true. I mean, that's something it's the artwork in this is so appealing. It feels so like just homey, you know, it's comfortable. And I'm just a huge fan of all the artists that you've put together in this team. Hi Horsey says Shawn found me before I was published.
Yeah, I used to watch Horsey stream and think like, no joke, like, oh man, I wish he would do some Dead World fan art. And he was doing art for like Booster Brat, which is a Kickstarter game that I had backed. And I was like, oh dude, like, I hope I have fan artist one day. And now he's got the most valuable Dead World card. But yeah, the card is like, I mean, I love art, you know, and I hate the cards that are like half, you know, and you only have the art up here and stuff. Like I wanted full art on every single card, but I wanted a way to still make it look special, you know, with the holographics and everything. The art, it's about the art, you know. Games that don't know that, and, you know, gameplay is awesome, and people are going to fall in love with the gameplay, I think, but it's the art and it's the characters that get this thing off the ground, and that's what, you know, draws attention. Somebody can open one Dead World pack, and they always find a card in there that they like, you know. It's nice, and there we go.
Yeah, and oh, nice. Attack of the Killer Robots. Yeah, and those comic book variants in the LR slot and the movie poster, they look amazing. That is something that I also want to, you know, touching back on your point about making the art the centerpiece of these cards. And I do think that that's really worth looking at, because I do notice a lot of games do what you're saying, where the text box kind of covers up a big portion of the art. So a lot of the original art is actually hidden in those text boxes. But in Dead World, that's not the case. You know, you really see the full art piece. And that's something that I noticed right off the bat. Oh, hey, twins.
Nice.
Well, let's go ahead and queue up another giveaway. Oh, had to one up me, huh?
I think I only got 5 SRs out of that.
I noticed that there is some mild variation here and there on the hit rate, but it seems pretty consistent around that like 6 mark. Okay, so why don't we do another trivia question? And Shawn, do you want to do the giveaway for this one, or do you want me to do some more pack rips?
Where are we at right now? We're just out. Okay. Yeah, let's do the other playtester one. So we got the Candyman, Trooper, and the Zombie.
Very nice. Okay, very dope giveaway here. You got a playtester, 2 awesome promos. So everybody get your fingers ready. This one is going to be a little bit more of a long one as far as typing. So we just went on a discussion about the artwork of this game. So the first person in a single comment that can name me 5 artists that are featured in the Kickstarter/first edition set is going to win that giveaway. So the first person to be able to type 5 artists that they know of in the Kickstarter/first edition set will take that giveaway home. And then again,
I'm so glad I'm done ripping Kickstarter now. I completed it. That's where my 6th one went.
That's a good feeling, dude.
Oh,
I felt so good when I got Kickstarter done. And if the mods can just confirm, if you can let me know who the first person is that gets that, I'm seeing it might be South Soul first. Poncho, Seb, Johnny, Indigo, Horsey. If the mods can just confirm.
Yeah, the artists are amazing. Super grateful to have them. I think pretty much all the artists too in the Rising set, I think they've all gone on to work on other games, or at least like Dead World. And they started on some of these started on the Rising set like a while ago. Like this wasn't a quick thing. So you may have seen some of these artists in other games, but their first work was on that Rising set.
Yeah, and the Rising set was a fantastic idea. The name is very apt, and I've been working on that a little bit. I don't want to rip too many of those blisters. That's the problem I'm facing, as much as I want to put the set together. But I opened a handful of them last night, so I got a good start on that, and I'm now just kind of gonna hunt down the rest of the cards. So it looks like South Soul managed to pull off that giveaway. Congrats, South Soul. So you're gonna get that playtester card and the 2 promos on Shawn's screen.
Hey. Yeah, the next one we'll do the pizza.
Oh well, South Soul, you said now we know it's you, so I'm gonna call you South Soul from now on. But I think it's how you set up your YouTube account. So it looks like we have a gameplay question here from Dante. He says, do Infect and Bleed have an effect, or are they just statuses for other things?
Yeah, so when you affect a character, you're infecting them with the zombie virus, and they when that character dies, whoever placed the marker on that character can spawn a basic zombie from their side deck. So you're pretty much turning that character into a zombie you can use. And bleeding, when somebody bleeds, all you're doing is slowing down their speed by 1. So if they have a speed of 5 and they're bleeding, their new speed is 4. And then there's some vampires that obviously have bonuses if the target's bleeding.
Very cool. Well, if you guys have more questions, it looks like we're pretty well caught up in chat, so feel free to shoot those questions off. We'll try to get to them throughout the stream. So going. We're on the topic of gameplay again. Something I wanted to ask you is do you feel like your gameplay is akin to anything? I know every game obviously strives for trying to get to a place that's unique and different, but are there any other games or aspects of your game that you would say are comparable, for maybe just familiarity's sake? Like people who played this game might see some aspects of that game in your game.
I don't really think so. Like we pull from a few different games on some things, but I'm not a huge player. Like I haven't played all these games growing up, like somebody may. I'm not a game designer, but I caught this idea and we rolled with it. And I have some friends, luckily, that are into some playing some big TCGs. Riftbound's a really big one over here right now, but yeah. So we just played and made this game. It's even but the way our approach to it was to make it different than anything I had seen before. So even how you decide who goes first, I talk about that a lot at the skirmish, because I think it's a great introduction to the game, because you can see just we thought out even strategy and how you begin the game. It's not a flip of the dice. I can't believe so many games start that way, or it's not just roll a flip of the coin. Sorry, or it's not just roll a dice. It's kind of thought out, and it affects the whole game. So
one of my favorite SRs here, Jesse Knox by Tapfink, big time.
All I can say is if you're interested in gameplay, just try it. You're going to see some things pop up on the YouTube this week. You're going to see Obviously, the tabletop simulator's up and going, so you can kind of pop in there tonight if you wanted to and start messing around with the starter decks. We have the rule book is about to go up live on the website this week. Website's about to get a big update, and just try it. I would love people just to try it. If you're here right now, you're probably going to try it. If you're watching this later and if you don't see something that caught your eye already, then don't try it. But if you do, then I think you should give it a shot. It's different.
So 7S, will future releases have status tokens, maybe custom dice, kind of along the lines of the accessories again?
Oh yeah, I would love to have a custom dice. We actually looked at that a lot in the Kickstarter, but when the tariffs were coming, and the prices were going up on things, it was kind of like, okay, we had to cut a few things out just to make sense of it, so we could really get the most out of the art and the packaging and stuff like that. So I'm not promising it because, hey, if it doesn't do well in October and going forward, with the rest of the first edition, but I think we're looking good, and I would love to do binders. I would love to do some card sleeves. I would love to do dice, and of course some like shirts and hats and things like that.
Yeah. Well, I always feel more comfortable when the creator of a TCG doesn't say, yeah, for sure. I feel more comfortable when they say, hey, I'm open to it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All Rebag says, will Ghost and Alien factions be expanded upon in the upcoming sets? So
absolutely.
Always looking for a spoiler.
Absolutely. So, like, what's cool about pretty much all the secret rares, and then some of the looted rares even kind of hint at what's to come, and you'll see that. Yeah, but absolutely. The Ghost and the Aliens was a hidden faction to kind of tease at what's to come in October on the next set.
Yeah, your boy here's really looking forward to more Aliens, so.
Yeah. As far as like
that.
new factions past that, I can't say anything on that right now, but
dang,
I think
Rakufu #2.
2 new ones is awesome. Oh wow, yeah, you're pulling all the aliens.
It's Destiny. It's Destiny.
And you want to check out lore? Look up Rakufu. He is the guy who built the pyramids, so that kind of explains that character, where he's coming from. And if you're into like the whole like ancient aliens kind of stuff, that's really that character is playing right on that.
We did build the pyramids. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but we built them.
Yeah.
Horsey says, I personally like that the deck size is smaller than a lot of other games. So it is, if I read the rules correctly, 50 card decks. And does that include your resources?
No, 30 card decks. 30 card decks.
30 card decks. Okay.
30 card main deck, up to 30 card side deck. So with that, you're looking at like 60 cards, which is kind of normal. But yeah, so 30 card starting deck, 30 card side deck.
Yeah, so that does kind of make you have to be a little more concise with the builds, but that's often good, because with other games like MTG, I oftentimes have a hard time kind of trimming the fat on the amount of cards that I have in. So that'll be fun.
And that goes back to like the gameplay aspect of it just being kind of universal. So if you're going to play somebody in Dead World and, maybe you just want to get a quick game in or whatever, that they're going to have 30 cards in their deck. There's going to be 10 resources, 10 characters, and 10 items. And there's not, there's every deck's going to be like that. So four rare characters in your deck, 1 rare energy, a resource, and 1 rare item in your main deck. And then you can stack your side deck however you want, but you're going to have to pull those out during actions in game.
Very cool. So Salsol says, what's your favorite thing about the game and the community?
My favorite thing about the game may be the community. My favorite thing about the game is the story, is, building a team. Like I've in my main job and like just my whole life, I've built lots of teams, and I love doing it. And like putting together a team and seeing them all kind of grow together and succeed at something is really fun. I'm super competitive, so I love like not just playing games, but I love building businesses and trying to see, if we can compete. And I love the story. I love the characters. I feel like I've been working on this game my whole life and not knowing it. So the fact that it's turning into this thing right now is awesome. My favorite thing about the community is like where we're at right now. We're small and we're powerful, and we don't have like really any negativity in there right now. And that'll come, but I think we're a really cool spot right now. Everybody supports each other, and you see the same people, and then you see new people coming in, and they're like blown away instantly. So
yeah, absolutely. I've been having a great time with the community and getting to know everybody better. I love how supportive everybody is in this community. Everybody's jumping in each other's streams, commenting on each other's content, videos, and their artwork. It has been awesome. It definitely feels like a proper friend group starting this game off. We're about at another giveaway, so...
Are we doing the pizza? Are you...
Sure. If you want to do a pizza, I'll leave it up to you. We can save the packs for later. Well,
we can do the packs now if you want, and then we can build up to the pizza.
That sounds good. So we'll go for... let's see. What do you want, Shawn? Do you want another Dead World trivia question or guess the number?
Let's see. Where's Lordy at? Is Lordy in here?
Hopefully not. Hopefully he went to bed.
Was it his bedtime? Let's do a trivia question again. That was fun.
All right, another trivia question.
I can say that Lordy decide.
Okay, so we are going to talk about Demo Edition.
He's probably drunk.
He probably looked at a bottle of alcohol and he's toast. That's all Lordy has to do. He takes a sniff and he's done. All right, the first Dead World packs, known as Demo Edition, were released November 2024. What was the print run of these packs? How many of these packs were produced? First person that gets it. And they'll get 3 packs of first edition.
Nice.
All right, so I'm seeing the High Horsey as the first one, if the mods can just confirm. The answer's already in chat at 1,000 packs.
Nice. I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back. I should have had these ready to go. 1 second.
No worries. Brooklyn, I'm seeing that your comment came in after the High Horsey. But like I said, if the mods can confirm that, scroll back up. Just double check my my eyes. All right, so Horsey, you get 3. Congrats on that win. You get 3 packs of first edition. Here's your 3 packs. While Shawn goes and grabs some water, let's see what you get. Starting off with TM18. Mechman. Feeling Sebi. And pack number 3.
Check out this awesome cover Indigo did.
And Fisherman. All right, Horsey, there's your 3 hits. Fisherman, TM18, and Mechman. Congrats again on that giveaway win. That's a custom cover by Indigo?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing. Damn.
I actually made that into a shirt for me and my wife to like rock.
Hey, if you decide on more shirts, I would most certainly pick a few of those up.
Heck yeah.
Shawn, have we ran on your side? Because I know we've done 2 pack giveaways. How many have we done on your side?
I think 3.
Okay, that's the numbers that I have.
So I can do 2 more.
For a total of Total of 5 so far. Trying to write down. I've learned my lesson from prior streams that you got to write down the giveaway winners so you don't forget. All right, so we got a question from South Soul. Shawn, what's your favorite Dead World quirk? Like flip the bat or cards named wrong?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. You know, I'll tell you. Do I have it here? Hang on. I can pull it. The flip the bat's funny because on the original note card that I drew for the game, I pulled the zombie. I actually have that same kind of thing. So it looks like a bat, kind of flying upside down, or he's flying right ways. But when you flip the card upside down, you can see like a man in a cave, and he's standing up. But that's kind of what the original note cards look like.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, my favorite. I really like the looted rares right now because they have weird dates on some of them. And I think that's really tripping people out. And I think it's funny when people are kind of like, oh, and there are some errors. So, but I think it's funny when people are like, oh, this is the wrong date. This is the error. And then they're going to be really surprised. Like when they see other cards and the lore comes out, they're going to be like, oh, cool. Like, awesome. You can kind of line these cards up and see like the evolution of some of these characters and stuff through their story, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those little like printing errors are kind of fun. It kind of adds to the lore of the collection side of things. Like I was doing the Rising set, and I noticed that there's 2 number 10 cards and no number 9 card.
Yeah.
So I think it was the Trolls or something that was supposed to be number 9.
Yeah. It's like, so like I tell everybody, like we are. Some people get, I think, surprised. When they find out it's just like a one-man show pretty much doing a lot of this stuff. And that's like a huge compliment to me because, we're in a league with like some big dogs and some big players that I really look up to. And so the fact that people compare us to these other games and stuff is awesome, but there's a lot to learn. I'm hoping in October we can, expand the team a little bit and take some of that stress off, my shoulders. And I'm glad you like the errors, but it cost me like 2 nights of not sleeping when I got the boxes. And I was like, oh God, I was off social media and everything. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's small stuff, it's not like the some drastic thing was affected.
We'll have an error sheet up on the website with the update too. It kind of points those cards out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Shawn, if you ever get too stressed, I know Lordy Cardboard, he is very into giving shoulder massages, so you can always hit him up. He's available.
Note taken. But yeah, this is how far we've come right there. That is that one night.
So are these your original like card concepts? Like you drew these up?
Yeah.
Those are cool little history pieces. Dead World foot massage, yeah. Lordy does it all. He does it all. Salsal asks, what do you think is the main reason the game has been so successful?
I hope it's been so successful so far. I feel like it definitely has some momentum. I don't know. Like to me, success. I feel like we're still working towards that, but the game definitely has come at a good time. I think when people are, I want to be nice, but like, I think people are a little burnt out of some of the mainstream stuff and just the way the market's going. And I think a lot of a lot of companies kind of, it's business. They want to make money, but this is a passion project. I'm not doing this to make money at this point. I do want to do this full time, and I hope we can. But at this point right now, this is like love in cardboard. So I think people resonate with that, and we got some great art, which I think that's what draws people is the art. The first thing people look at is, this pack right here, and they see beautiful colors and they see Pepper's beautiful world that he's building here, and that makes you want to open it. And then you're pulling out like these beautiful cards. Like, I feel like, what's not to like? And I'm trying to build everything the way a fan would want it when it comes to print runs for like the fans that we have. I think we have a really good print run right now. And, not having reverse hollows and every pack having a hit, like this is like staples in Dead World that I always want to continue. You're not going to see the October set come out now and it's going to have, reverse hollows and every 10th pack is a full hollow or something like that. Like,
yeah,
this is the foundation, and I think people resonate with it. It's different. And because I built it as a game I would want to play instead of a business.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's something that I also appreciate. The pack opening experience is great. I mean, from personal rips to doing the online streaming, I really think that taking those reverse hollows out, the fact that every single pack has something shiny in it, something pretty, it makes it feel better.
It's so important in the beginning, I think, because I think a lot of people buy Pokemon just because they feel like they have to buy Pokemon. But when you open up let's say you open up a random Pokemon pack, what is the odds, you're going to pull a Smash card out of there that you like? It's very rare. And,
Deep dish.
You can hand a pack of Dead World to literally anybody for the first time, and they're going to open it and they're going to have a full holo. They're going to have a hit. There's hopefully a character that they resonate with. These are like some of the basic arts are just, I love them. I love these characters, and I've seen some great responses from them. I'm trying to find a zombie card. I could not find one.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, I'm on a bit of a strict diet, but pulling these freaking pizza cards, dude, I swear, when this diet's over, I'm gonna roll a pizza up like a burrito and
nice.
just rip through that thing. Every time I pull a pizza card, I'm like, oh my god, I want a pizza so bad. All right, let's see. Yes, Spooky, Shawn can get that massage from Lordy after that. Smoking Them Grits asks, can we pre-order the next set ahead? So my understanding is that you're not doing pre-orders, right?
No, I don't like pre-orders, at least not right now. And, hey, things may change with the pre-orders. And so nothing's in stone, but my philosophy is like, I think you want to build up this anticipation towards these drops and then release them. And then when you start taking pre-orders, I really like the freedom. So I like being able to drop things when I want, produce things when I want. When you start taking pre-orders, I thought you start making things a little hard on yourself, and it may be, better for your wallet. But in the beginning, I think having a set print run announced and then, doing that, like if you don't have any idea how much product you should be making for your fans, then something might be wrong, right? So maybe you're not tapped into like the fan base. So I kind of have an idea where we can go with the print run based on how much marketing we do over the next 6 months. So I love everybody waiting, for that drop. And then, when it hits, just seeing all them orders kind of flood in. That's like awesome. So
yep,
that's kind of what I want to do. I don't want to take a big pre-order thing and then, mark up our boxes, a couple thousand on the run or something and kind of take that special moment away. Like I really enjoy that. So
yeah, and I agree with that entirely. I think pre-orders, they can set you up for a bit of a trap, right? Because then when you're holding on to other people's money, there's a lot more responsibility to that. And
right.
When things start going wrong and people are saying, hey, you already have my money, that can cause issues. So I definitely agree with your philosophy to avoid pre-orders. I think just product in hand, that's what you sell, that's the way to go. So I was happy to see that.
I don't understand this whole philosophy of pre-orders and multiple campaigns and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't want to, maybe I'd be careful what I say, but if you do things right, if you get funded and you have a plan and you do things right, you shouldn't have to keep fronting money to take the next step. So
yep. I agree.
And maybe I'm naive, maybe there's a great reason for pre-orders and all this stuff, and I'm sure there is, but I bet you it's mostly money related.
I would say it's mostly money related, and if that's the case, then that's a little bit creepy. So to me, I think every indie dev should avoid temptation with pre-orders and set themselves up for success, which is when you have the product, you sell the product.
Yeah.
So we're about at another giveaway. So Shawn, whatever your preference, if you'd rather first edition packs or if you got something else you want to give away, I'll leave it up to you. And then guess the number or trivia question. It's your choice.
I feel like if we're doing the deep dish pizza, it needs to be a trivia question, right? We need to have somebody who knows something about Dead World here, because this is a staple card.
Well, I got the perfect question for you then.
I've never gave out a playtester deep dish either, I don't think. So this would be the only one that anybody ever has, as far as me and two guys.
I wish I was in the chat so I could get some of these playtester cards. I'm very jealous of everybody. Well, if you're going to give away a pizza card, a pizza playtester with some promos, I got the perfect question for you guys. So get your typing fingers ready. Pizza is an ongoing theme in Dead World. Deep Dish Pizza is a holo card featured in the Kickstarter and first edition set, but which card number is it? So we're looking for the card number for Deep Dish Pizza.
The Kickstarter or the Kickstarter and first edition set?
Yep, from the Kickstarter / first edition set. I think Alri Bag might have it right off the bat.
This card is actually in pretty good shape for a playtester card, a little whiting, but like I said, look at that centering. This is WJPC would never do that to me.
Oh, Indigo. So anytime I prompt those giveaways, that means that you answer the question. So it's either going to be a trivia question about Dead World that you can answer, or it'll be a guess the number type thing where I just pull a random card out and I turn it around and you guess the number of the card. So whenever you hear me prompt, hey, giveaway time, get ready to type out your answer. But I believe, mods, if you can confirm, so the answer is Deep Dish Pizza is card number 145 in the set. If the mods can confirm what I'm seeing, that it's Alri Bag that won, so let me know, I'd appreciate it.
I see, Mr. Han. Yeah, you can definitely use multiple factions. I mean, the starter decks both have multiple factions in each deck. You have, the light deck has the Phoenix, which is a monster, and you got robots and humans, and a hero. And then, the dark deck has one monster, and then it's vampires and zombies. You can use multiple energies too, but it's hard. You got to remember, you got 10, energy slots in your deck and 6 on your mat. So if you're going to use multiple energies, I would definitely, the better way to do it is to use food resources, because those can be attached to a character for any type of energy. So, it's hard to have light and dark energy in your energy pool. Kind of limits what you can do. You have to build a really smart deck and have some ways to pull energy out of your hand or out of your deck. So, yeah, you can do that, and you can make a very powerful deck. Like the Daywalker too. Like Daywalker uses both. So if you want to he's a friendly and bad character, right? So if you want to use his mimic move or his his power, you're going to need light or dark energy or one of the other and a food resource.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun now that the tabletop simulator is open. People can start playing around with different deck builds, and I'm really looking forward to the gameplay channel on the Discord getting more lively as we get to play this game more. And I'd love to help sponsor a Dead World tournament of some kind, an online tournament. So maybe we could talk about that in the future. Once people start getting into the gameplay more and learning the gameplay more. And congrats, Alri Bag. You got that giveaway win. So Alri's taking home the playtester pizza and the promos. We had a comment earlier from Lumos19 Studio, says, yeah, Shawn really loves this game and the passion for it really shows. It is amazing to work with him, and I've told him many times on how proud he should be for this game and what he accomplished. And
thanks.
no, I think that's a sentiment shared by a lot of people from what I've seen. You can tell that the passion is coming through on this, and I think that's really important too, to state that if you build something with passion and with that first and foremost in mind, then I think the business aspect that you were talking about, that comes, with the passion. Let's see. Anonymous Bob says, "Smart deck, I'm out." Yeah, we want dumb decks.
Hey,
we'll
build those dumb decks. I want to see the dumbest deck win.
So Bob asks, "Will Tabletop Simulator tourney be a thing?" That's something I just brought up right now, and Shawn's obviously he's got some smart people working on the Tabletop Simulator. If Shawn's into that idea, once we get a little bit further into gameplay, I'm more than happy to help out.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that. If people are getting involved, and I mean, people are interested in that. Absolutely, I would love to do that.
And Spooky
I still have some released promos and stuff, or we could create some like cool trophies or
nice
prizes.
Spooky asks, "Will there be a Tabletop Simulator gameplay video?" That's another thing too, and Tabletop Simulator is a very useful tool, especially for indie devs, but there is a little bit of a learning curve to Tabletop Simulator.
We do have 2 Lanes who put that together. Like everybody, what I love about this project too is that like everybody involved is from the indie community pretty much, So 2 Lanes is like a legend in the homemade TCG community and the indie Discord. If you're not familiar with him, like he's been around, he knows a lot. And so he built out the Tabletop Simulator for us, and good pull. And he, sorry, I'm a little delayed looking on my computer. But yeah, so I'm going to rely on him to kind of show me that. But I do want, it's a lot easier to do some walkthroughs and stuff using that than it is just like, playing with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, I'm a big fan of webcam games because I always think that card games, they're really fun when you actually get to hold the cards, but sometimes setting up the webcams is kind of difficult and the orientation of them. So, while people kind of get familiar with the webcam structure, Tabletop Simulator, it's really good too. Like once you learn Tabletop Simulator, to be able to just log on, not have to set anything up. You just work with your computer or your tablet, phone, whatever.
Yeah. I think it definitely is like easier for people to kind of play the game, especially when there's not a lot of product out there.
Mr. Hunt says Indigo might be behind in the stream. I think he's watching delayed, so he's missing the giveaways. Indigo, no. Yeah, you got to drag the timeline little button all the way forward, so you're current. Don't want you to miss your chance to jump in. I appreciate the mods continuously putting all the socials and links in the chat. If you're here, if you're interested in indie games, then definitely jump in all of the Dead World socials. Follow Dead World on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out the website, join the Discord. The Discord is, a hub where all of us are getting together, showing our hits. We're going to be doing gameplay. We talk in there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I appreciate everybody just like supporting this thing and helping build the community. Like I'm not gonna like quit doing this anytime soon. I'm really gonna like work. I have at least 2 ideas for 2 full sets, in the next 12 months, and then side sets they can be so much fun. And there's a lot of potential with the characters and the story already being there. Like, I hope everybody can look at the progression from this to this to this, and just like see, what we're gonna do next. It's gonna be fun,
Definitely, and that's what Funkle said. It's been fun. Funkle Slumpkin, legend in the chat. He's bringing the Pack a Day opening series to Dead World. If you guys haven't seen it, super super fun. He opens packs of cards with random objects. So definitely sub to Funkle. Bob says, "I'm sold." Spooky Babe says mini sets would be hella fun in between sets. I agree with that. I think mini sets done right, where it's not like overbearing collaboration or where you're just getting inundated with products, but mini sets in between major sets, I've always felt keep things fresh while we're waiting for the next big set. So the next big set doesn't have to rush, but maybe you get some new gameplay mechanics, maybe you get some new art for the collectors. Big fan of tasteful mini sets in between.
Yeah, ideally, I could see
holiday
us. I could see us, doing 2 full sets, and then some mini sets in between. If everything goes well, there's enough here for that, and I love the mini sets, like especially tying them into holidays and certain times of the year is just very fun. And the same thing, like I remember the MetaZoo drops. Like you would be waiting for those drops, and it always made like the holidays kind of fun. Opening up these games and these cards during those days. I would love to see Christmas in the Dead World, and different themes for each set. Like I have an idea. Like we had an idea that we were gonna try to release a Valentine's Day mini set, but things were getting too expensive. But the Valentine's mini day set, it was all going to be all watercolor and like these pretty cards and stuff, and and then we're gonna have this awesome dark set drop in October, which is going to be the exact opposite. So I kind of want to touch on all of this stuff, and like the holidays give you a great opportunity for that.
Well, the good news is there's time, so we can always circle back to those concepts.
DW Christmas set win, probably Christmas.
That just makes too much sense.
Yeah. I saw Indigo message up top a little bit about the print. Nobody needs to worry about print from overseas because the companies that have printed in America have had some issues, really. But there's tariffs and all that stuff. But WJPC is worldwide, and they're super professional and they deliver things on time. So. The delay for the Kickstarter stuff, that we did have a little bit of a printing issue, but the main delay was me just getting development done, so not rushing things. So we know exactly. We've already talked to WJPC, and we know exactly the date of when we need to have everything in to get everything delivered to my doorstep before October 1st and launch. So
beautiful.
Oh, nice.
October
nice.
It's such a fun month. I know that, dude. This Bad Breath.
That's a hard one to pull right there.
And it is so beautiful. Misfit, just oh man, such a beautiful card.
I had to get this little like 6-card display from Hobby Lobby or whatever because like it's perfect above my mantle. But I love those like cross faction. Those are some of my favorite cards in the set. The cross faction characters, so fun.
Well, I think we could probably get another giveaway up and running. Shawn, just let me know how you want to do it. If you want to do another one of yours, if you want to do a 3-pack rip.
Yeah, go ahead. And then I have the one like art one left.
Okay, so we're going to do a 3-pack rip. What do you think? Another guess the number or another trivia question?
I guess the number this time.
All right, so we're going to do a guess the number this time, guys. So I am going to pull a random card from my stack. We're going to face it backwards, and you guys are going to guess a number between 1 and 212, the number of cards in this set. And whoever gets closest to that number is going to take the win. It's going to be closest. If there's a tie, it's going to be whoever's slightly over the number. All right, so I just pulled a random card. Here it is. Go ahead and throw your numbers in the chat. We'll let that run for a while, see who gets close. I know there's a lot of cards in the set. So whoever gets it between 1 and 212. Anonymous Bob says, I need to know how Deadwood turned from cowboy to outlaw. Will there be a lore drop soon? Oh, you there, Shawn?
Yeah, sorry. Say that again. I just switched my mics out.
Oh, all good. So Anonymous Bob was asking about Deadwood. He wants to know how Deadwood turned from a cowboy to an outlaw, and just asking if there's going to be lore about Deadwood soon.
Yeah, there is. Deadwood is the first villain that the main character comes across in the first chapter of the story. So he definitely plays a huge role. You'll see, I mean, you can just see from his human card here, he's always been a bad guy. So he's always been an outlaw. But we're going to learn, we'll learn more about him for sure. Like, the most, like, I mean, Jesse Knox has such a huge, long story, probably about, like, as far as, like, the most detailed story of one of the main zombie characters. You know, we're going to kind of learn more about Deadwood and the form that he is now and kind of what he's doing, you know, leading this undead kind of army. But the story of Jesse Knox I'm proud of, because most of that takes place before he is even dead. So I really want to get into I think a Jesse Knox one-off is really going to blow people away. That story is so cool and fun. And like, you literally won't see Jesse Knox as a zombie to like the last page. So.
Oh, nice. So that's another question too, on the lore side, big hit, another Undead World by Nexus. That's another question on the lore side too, that I was kind of wondering. So a lot of comic books and structures to lore, they kind of go over the overall story, and you'll have that story from the perspective of a particular character, but then you have the comic books that do have those kind of one-off storylines to get a little more in depth in the side characters. Is that something that Dead World plans on doing, having those kind of like side storylines, those little break-offs, so you can get a little more backstory to particular characters, or is it mainly focused on an overarching storyline?
Oh no, I would love to. Like, Jesse Knox is not in the main story. You know what I'm saying? So he is talked about, but like, he is not in the main story. So like, that's a perfect example of a whole side story that could be done in like an issue by itself as a standalone. And there's several like that, because a lot of them, like I said, were short stories to begin with that I kind of built in this world. And only over the last couple of years have I kind of built the main story and incorporated a lot of this, you know. So.
And just real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we'll cut the chat now as far as the guesses on the numbers. So the number is Phoenix, number 169. That's by Jet Yates, 169. Giggity. Mods, if you can scroll through the chat, let me know who got closest to 169. I'd appreciate it. But sorry, like I said.
I see it.
Didn't want to interrupt, but didn't want people to keep throwing those. Okay, cool. So you are planning on doing some little one-off stories.
I would say I have one-off stories. I hope everybody allows me to do these stories. So yes,
you've got to be kidding me, Lordy One.
If you continue to support the game, you're going to see these stories. We had some stretch goals during the Kickstarter, and you know, one of them was the comic by with JoJo. So it was one of the higher stretch goals because I knew I was going to have to bring in somebody to, you know, kind of take that on. But the main story is fleshed out. You know, JoJo has agreed to it. JoJo loves that character, and JoJo kind of knows the story already. And we had talked in depth about how we would do this. But yeah, I would love to get to the point once we get the first chapter out and, you know, the second set out, and these characters have now been in your face, you know, 3 times. And they're really resonating with people to start getting the stories out, because that's what's going to build this brand. Like the game can be amazing, but you know, Dead World is about these characters and the story, you know. So that's really what I want to get out there over the next, you know, 12 months.
Oh, that's awesome. Mr. Hunt, the number was 169. So I believe they Skipperino confirmed that Lordy Cardboard unfortunately won, but if you want to make my day and let me know that somebody else won, then I'm all ears. Indigo, so on the guess the numbers, you are welcome to just keep spamming numbers because there's so many of them. There's 212 of them, so you can keep going. You can keep throwing out numbers, and then whoever gets it first. Spam respectfully.
Yeah.
Mr. Haunt, is my nightmare true? Did Lordy win?
I thought Funko won. Was that wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm just out to get Lordy.
I mean, that made me feel a lot better.
Oh, he did guess 169. Was that after you said it, though? I don't know. We might have to roll the tape back.
All right, let me scroll back. Lordy was just ripping through the ending in 9s.
Wouldn't have got the
So-
rising one correct.
169. 169 was the number for the Phoenix. I do see Lordy. It's the first one that's popping out to me.
Yeah.
All right, Lordy
Well, we
won.
tried.
Damn. Sorry, everybody.
This
I guess
stream's just gone downhill.
Feeding the troll. All right, Lordy, here's your 3 packs. I hate it too, but he did it. Yeah. Well, you know, it's one of those things where it's like Lordy's still a person. You know, if you're in line for the bathroom or something, and Lordy's ahead of you, you gotta wait your turn. So we will honor it. So Lordy, your first card is Deadwood by Seb. Rage quit incoming. I told Lordy because he was harassing me like usual in my DMs. I told him if he wins too many giveaways, I'm gonna explode and flip my table over. So I think I'm about to lose my table tonight.
He needs a
All right.
win. Yeah. Hey.
Doomsday Prepper. Well, he's won twice tonight, Funkle. So I don't know. It's a weird universe when guys like him get rewarded so much, but you know, it is what it is. All right, Lordy. 3rd pack here.
That one I'm gonna keep though.
And we get a Water Leaper. Lordy cardboard, Water Leaper, Doomsday Prepper, and Deadwood. Those are your 3 hits. Congrats on a 2nd giveaway win. You're getting a package from both me and from Shawn. About to complete my master set. Well, Lordy, if you do that, I'm happy for you. So, Shawn, have you picked your flavor of which one you think you want to run as your final giveaway?
Yeah. No, I'll let the winner decide. I guess they can pick.
Ooh.
I want to keep this one because I'll probably give away the full one. So I'm going to keep the first sketch he did, the one I picked. But y'all can pick one of the. So this is the original. Pepper is like amazing at watercolor. This is so good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Having that original artwork is totally rad.
And that's cool. I let the artists keep the original. Some artists send me some stuff. But yeah, the artists get to do with them.
Oh, that's nice.
Their work.
I know, Mr. Haunt. I'm making very good progress on my 1st edition master set here. Happy to be ripping it live with Shawn, so I won't be. Unfortunately, Lordy's going to be sad that he can't harass me every morning when I upload a video. But yeah, good start here. Good start on the master set for 1st ed. So chat, we're probably not going to be on a super long time from here. So if you have any other questions, of course, Shawn is very reachable. He's very good about taking everybody seriously and being, you know, respectful about everybody's questions and stuff. So he's reachable. A lot of those questions can be answered in the Discord if you haven't joined in. But if you guys have any questions that you want answered before we start wrapping up the live stream, then, you know, I try to get them in sooner than later. So I'm going to try to do 2 more giveaways. So maybe we'll rapid fire these giveaways while we're waiting on questions. Let's go ahead and get prompted up. Shawn's going to do the final giveaway because his giveaway is badass. I'm just doing packs. So I'm gonna rip through 2 giveaways of 3 packs of 1st edition while we're waiting on questions to roll through. This one is going to be a trivia question. So get ready. All right. So your question is: Dead World features 4 cards representing an adaptation of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The first person to name all 4 of those cards in a single comment wins. 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse as represented in Dead World. First person to name them. Gonna get 3 packs of 1st edition.
that's something cool too. In the next set that we're working on is, is bringing the leader into the game as like a player, or a character. So the horses are kind of teasing at that. The leader mounts that you can you can ride these mounts into battle. But you're going to see like a lot more of that in the second set, where the leader is going to have maybe abilities or armor attached. So, you can kind of protect yourself, or you can decide if you want to go into the battlefield as a leader and risk, losing the game quick, but landing a big blow. So it's cool things like that we're kind of working on right now.
Nice. I think I see an answer very quickly on Mods, if you can confirm, but I think Dante took that down very fast. Yep, Mr. Hunt says Dante. All right, Dante, congrats on that. You got 3 packs of first edition coming your way. And yeah, keep throwing questions in the chat while we rip these packs for Shawn. Going to be wrapping up fairly soon here, so. What color underwear are you wearing, Shawn?
Oh, I don't, none. I don't wear underwear.
Wow, commando. You heard it here, guys. Shawn's a commando kind of dude.
It's
right,
really hot in
here,
here, so I'm just going just a shirt.
Yeah, don't knock the camera over. You might get a surprise. Hey, there's the card. Mr. Han says spoilers.
I told my wife about the deal that we made with Tat Fink.
Whoa, wait. Don't talk about it yet. Don't talk about it yet. I got something on that.
That's all I'll say, is that she's not happy.
Well,
but she understands.
I agree. It's happy wife, happy life, but at the same time, got to give the fans what they want. And sorry, Shawn's wife, we that's something we want. All right, Dante, your 3 hits: Marshmaster, Fisherman, TM10. Salsol, that's upcoming. Just give me like 2 seconds. All right, congrats again on that giveaway win, Dante. That's your second one of the night. You are killing it. All right, and we'll get into another one. Like I said, guys, if you have any more questions, feel free to throw them out. Let me just mark down that Dante took that giveaway win. And then we'll go for what I believe is my final trivia question. Let me just double check that.
Little baby Jesse by Horsey. I'll love that one.
Yeah, so I'll finish with my final giveaway question. So again, everybody get your typing fingers ready.
Is this for more packs or is this for mine?
This is going to be for more packs, and then we'll do yours at the end. I want to also open a special thing on screen before we get to your final giveaway. I think we'll end it with your final giveaway.
Yes, I remember now.
Okay, if everybody's ready for the final trivia question of the night, and this is alluding to something Shawn already said. So this Dead World artist does tattoos by trade and will be giving Shawn a Dead World butt cheek tattoo with the contingency that escaped alien streaks by Area 51. Who is that artist? Oh, that was so fast. So I'm seeing, let's see. I'm seeing Salsol. That's a good guess, Nate G, but Johnny Lauder is another tattoo artist in there. So it's okay. It adds to the lore. This is just if she's watching right now, this is marketing. This is just marketing.
No, not you, Spooky. My wife.
All right, Salsol takes the win. Salsol, you got 3 packs of first edition. Good luck.
Yeah, Tat Fink, if you're watching, you're amazing. I hope you have a light hand.
Starting off with El Nino. Dude, I saw a reel the other day where this guy was getting a full body, like, blackout. and they were on his butt, and the tattoo artist is like grinding away on his butt, and he's just screaming, and I was just like, that's gonna be Shawn soon.
Remember, I'm going to be ripping packs while we do it, so I'll be ripping the October set while we do it.
I don't believe we have a mock-up yet. I think this is a work in progress. This started off in one of my Whatnot streams, late night degeneracy, and so we got time. Boom!
Oh,
Sal
what a
Soul,
hit.
you got
Nice.
a monkey paw. All right, Sal Soul. So your 3 hits are El Nino, TM18, and Monkey Paw. Congrats again on that giveaway win. Let me mark you down that you won those packs. And then we're going to be going last call here for questions for Shawn. Make sure to get your burning questions about Dead World. Sleep now or speak now or forever hold your peace. Mr. Haunt says going to need some high shorty shorts to show that tattoo off. Yeah, we'll make sure that Shawn walks out of the shop with some booty cheek shorts.
I'm going
All
to
right.
get a tan, like I said, first. And
You got some time. Go hit a couple rivers. Go hit a couple lakes. All
I've
right.
been
So
in the
this
garage
is the
nonstop playing Dead World.
yeah. You gotta get the pasty white out of the picture before that. So this is the package that I wanted to open on screen, and this was sent to me very early on by Shawn, and I knew that someday Shawn and I were going to live stream together, so I've saved this package for I don't even know how long. It has
forgot
been
about it.
I did not forget about it. Every once in a while I would pick it up and twirl it around, but this has been a long time coming that I opened this package. I always wanted to wait until Shawn and I managed to do a stream together, so we are finally going to break into this. And I hope you didn't send me any live pets or something like that, because they're long gone. If that's
They're gone.
Case.
I have no idea. That was so long ago, but like I said, there's probably, there's got to be demo packs in there and maybe a play tester.
All right, the package is open.
That's what I'll go ahead and say. Like, I would watch so many of Alien streams, and I would be like, when is he going to show that Dead World package that I sent?
Dude, I always
Here
had
we
that
are.
contingency, because I remember we were we talked early on, and I remember for a little bit we were discussing the possibility of doing a live stream together during the Kickstarter to kind of get a little more attention there. And I thought, okay, that would be a perfect time to rip this, but I know life happened, and I think we got a little busy there, so we didn't end up doing it. But this is perfect. I really appreciate the fact that this is the first live stream that you said you jumped on, and I think this is perfect to get to open that.
Yeah, it was fun. Oh, that would be fun. Guess the card. If there's a card in there, or guess the faction, they could win the last one.
We'll do that as the cool sticker. We'll do that as
I don't know if there's a card in there or not, though. I don't know. And now I'm starting to think there's not. It looks like there's promos and packs.
Okay, I'll check it off screen just in case, and then if there's a card, then we'll use that, and if not, then we'll figure something else out. All right, cannot go wrong with 3 packs of Demo Edition. I appreciate that, Shawn. That's awesome.
The art set. I have like none of those Deadwood packs left.
I was gonna say Deadwood's the only one that I'm missing, so I'm super grateful to get that in.
Oh Lordy,
Smell
you're wild.
those packs. What's Lordy saying? Oh, disgusting. Yeah.
Don't bother your time.
Yeah. I just you gotta pick and choose when to interact with Lordy. All right, so we got some promos. Very, very cool. So I guess I'll just go ahead and show those promos off.
Okay, all right. So there you go.
So we got a Jesse Knox
playtester cards for you,
Demo
sorry.
Edition, Phoenix Demo Edition, and TM18 Demo Edition. Very, very cool. Well, hey Shawn, if you ever want to send me playtester cards, I'm always here, buddy. All right, so I think we have one more giveaway to run. So we're gonna have to figure out. I guess do we just want to do a guess the number type thing, or Shawn, if you have something, if you've got a question you want to ask, something interesting that you think would be more fun to do for the last giveaway?
No, we can just do the guess the number. That's fine.
Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna finish this off with a guess the number. So you guys get your typing fingers ready, and again, you're allowed to type as much as you want. It's the first person that gets it, so you can keep spamming numbers.
And I'll add in a demo pack. So we get one of the sketch pages from Pepper and a demo pack.
Very cool. And Brooklyn says let Shawn pick a number, so I'm totally cool with that. So Shawn, if you just want to grab a random card, put it down face down, and then once we flip that over, everybody guess 1 to 212. 1 to 212. Whoever gets the number first is going to take home that amazing sketch card and that demo pack. Super, super dope giveaway there.
Oh,
so
okay.
Just let us.
Well, I'm going to. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I'm not going to pick a random card, but I'll pick a card.
Okay, sounds good. From First Ed or Kickstarter, right? So it's going to be
Kickstarter,
1
yeah.
to 212. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, get that in chat. And while we're doing that, I'll give a shout out to Spooky Babe. She does a lot of the sticker work for Dead World. Here's some exclusive ones. Spooky's always been a big homie. She's always supported the indie artists, the streamers, these indie games, and she's an artist herself. If you guys want these stickers, at this point, I think they're pretty much only available in Spooky's Whatnot store and her Etsy. So I think all of us streamers are pretty much out of these. So if you want these stickers, there's 4 of them that she's made for Dead World. Make sure to check out her stores or hit her up on social media.
Really cool stuff coming up from Spooky too. More stickers and things like that. So
I'm glad to hear that. It's always a right decision to go with Spooky on stuff.
Okay, does Indigo have a number put up? Let's make sure Indigo's got a number.
Let's make sure Indigo. Let's make sure Indigo, wake up.
Scroll all the way down, Indigo, and type in a number.
Indigo, get your numbers in. I don't think I see Indigo in there. I don't even know if I can tag people.
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
All right. He's going to say something as soon as we're done.
I know. He's going to be like, what happened?
Y'all ready?
All right. We're going to cut it off there, guys. We're cutting it off there. Last number that I'm seeing is Jose with 33. That's going to be the cutoff. So, Shawn, whenever you're ready.
Well, I mean, if I had to pick a card, especially out of the ones we pulled today, why not this one, right?
Boom. Hold my dragon.
199.
199. Mods, if you can go through the chat and see who got closest to 199. If there's a tie, then whichever one is over 199. They're going to take home a super dope. They're going to have the option of which sketch they want out of those 3. They're also going to get that demo edition pack. Smoking Them Grit says, I got 201. Okay, so that's definitely close. Did anybody beat 201? Dang, Salsol had 200. Very, very cool. Well, I think Salsol takes it down then. It sounds like that was a very, very close guess, Smoking.
Who was let's do the 3. Who won? We'll do all 3. So Sal can pick first, and then who is that after that?
Okay, cool. So
Smoking Them
Grits got really close. And then it sounds like Justan is saying Dante was close with 197.
Brooklyn 201.
Brooklyn had 201.
It's hard to believe Brooklyn, though. Let's scroll up. I don't see Brooklyn with that. Oh, he did guess 201. He was before him, too.
Okay, so it sounds like Brooklyn beat out Dante by a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which one do you want, Saul? We got
Dante. Since you were close to, and since we mentioned your name, I'll give you the rest of the packs in my first edition box. So you're gonna get 5 packs. So we're gonna have, let's just get this right. So we're gonna have Sal Sol is first up to pick. So let us know.
All right, so we got Radar over here hopping off the cliff. This is kind of hard to tell, but there's these like big trolls in the background chunking big boulders at him, or golems.
Sal Sol says let Horsey pick. Okay.
And then this one is the zombie hand. I really like this one. Left, right, middle.
Horsey, the choice is yours. All right, Hi Horsey says zombie hand, please.
There it is.
All right, first one has been chosen. So who is the second runner-up? Who
got
Brooklyn? Silver? I think there might be somebody. I think Smoking Them Grits was before Brooklyn. Okay. So Smoking Them Grits, then Brooklyn will get the final one. So Smoking Them Grits, let us know which one you want, left or right.
Right one? Yeah, that one's cool too. It really is.
All right, so Smokin got print 2. Brooklyn, you're up. You get that last print. Congratulations on that. And then Dante, I'll give you the option. You want to rip these 5 packs, or do you just want me to ship them sealed? It's totally up to you. I can rip through them real quick if you'd like, or I can just ship you 5 packs of first edition sealed. You can open them yourself. Dante says rip. All right. We'll go through this. 5 packs of first edition for Dante, the last bit of my box here. So we got a Deadwood. Assam Bosom. And if the mods can throw up one more time, if you wouldn't mind throwing up the links to the socials, the Discord in the chat, I'd appreciate it as we get through these final rips. Werewolf. Pack number 5.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody hopping in too. Definitely good to talk about the game live with somebody and answer some questions.
Yeah, this was awesome. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. I think a lot of people appreciate you coming on and talking more about the game. Seems like we have a very fun future with Dead Worlds, and you've done a really good job, Shawn. Like I've heard it from a lot of people. I think a lot of people are really interested in this and have the reception's just been like excellent.
Yeah, I think where we're at right now it's been really good. You know, like I said, people are really receptive. It's resonating with people. I think people are kind of forgetting like how small we are, and this really is just the beginning. But I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people in October again, and we're gonna bring on a bunch of new fans, and you're gonna see some really cool things from now in between then. And yeah, I mean, this week alone, we're gonna have more videos up on the website. Any other questions that people have, I'd love to answer them in the Discord. So yeah, step by step, we're doing this thing.
Definitely. Yeah, and like I said, I really encourage people to jump in the Discord, follow all the socials. Discord is going to be a place where a lot of us get to congregate and talk. So I also want to give a shout out to, of course, to all of the amazing artists in Dead World. You guys are absolutely killing it, from the Rising Packs to the first edition / Kickstarter demo edition, the promos. You really bring so much soul to this game. You guys are awesome. I give a shout out to the content creators out there. Keep up the good work with the content creation. It's been a blast. One of my favorite things is getting to watch your guys' videos and to interact with each other as we go through completing our master sets and having fun rips. I love watching people's content. So keep it up with posting it, keep up the engagement, talking to each other on the comments, giving each other likes. I think it's super fun, sharing each other's stories. And I'll also give a shout out to the streamers of Whatnot. You have guys like Mr. Haunt in the chat, streams on Whatnot. MetaZoo Crew does. I stream on Whatnot. So be sure to stop by. It's a lot of fun. We try to build a fun culture in the streaming world, to buy in on packs, to get some rips, to get some exclusive promos and stuff. Thanks to Shawn for giving us some exclusive promos to stream with. It's always a blast on Whatnot, so make sure to check them out. Mods for the night, thank you for modding. Thanks for posting the links and helping out with the giveaways. I appreciate you guys. And where we're at right now, it sounds like we have Tabletop Simulator officially live, so hopefully we'll get some battles in on Tabletop Simulator. We'll get to make some gameplay content, have some fun meetups. And I think we just have a lot of fun left to go with first edition, Rising, Kickstarter edition. Now we can start getting into the gameplay meta and really learning more about that, building that out as we move into October with the next set. So really appreciate everybody for showing up. Shawn, like I said, thanks again, dude. It's an honor to be the first time you're streaming with somebody live. I really appreciate you doing it on the channel. And
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, and I'll leave it to you. Any final words?
No, I would just say, once again, I really, I appreciate everybody supporting this game. I think that I'm like doing where we're at right now with this game it's kind of hard to think, where I was a year or two ago. So, but at the same time, it's not like, okay, we've made it now. It's like, we're just getting started. So I would just say if anybody's like new to the game, they're watching it from the outside in, like it's a really good time to jump in there and ask the questions and see what's going on. Cause we're just beginning. There's the first drop, or the last first edition drop is coming in April. I'm going to announce that very soon. But like I said, I want to make sure LGSs have their boxes before we drop that last drop. So I want to give the players a chance to buy more boxes on the website if they like it. But yeah, other than that, man, I love the community. I appreciate everybody. I can't thank you enough. And the artists, the fans, the players, I love the indie community. It's just a great scene. I appreciate everybody, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun to be a part of the community and watching this progress. So, guys,
thank you guys.
I think that's going to be it for the night. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Hopefully, we'll see you around in Discord and all that, and the streams. But really appreciate everybody hanging out tonight, and we'll see you guys next time. Smoking Them Grits, is there LGS stores listing available? I don't think so yet. I think it's a small number of LGSs. So jump into the Discord and follow the socials for more information on what's to come. Shawn, thanks again. Everybody, thanks again. Have a good night. Peace.
Later, guys. Thanks.